everyone. Welcome to Up Level Your Life with Mindy. I am Mindy Duff, your host. This is episode 2, and today I am going to get just a little bit controversial. The whole pandemic, I feel like I've done a pretty good job of staying out of it. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but I'm a holistic health and nutrition coach. I have given some tips on how to stay healthy. If you get COVID, what to do. I know I got COVID and I shared my experiences with it. But like it or not, COVID has become a political thing. I hate that when health things become political, but here we are. So I don't normally talk about it because it's such a polarizing thing, and I don't like it. But today something happened that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, for me anyway. And I thought, I can't do it. I can't stay quiet about this. It's too important to me. So I'm going to share a little bit with you today. Before I get into it too much, just because I feel like it's on everybody's mind, it seems like you just have to know when you meet somebody, well, are you pro-vax? Are you anti-vax? Like what side are you on? Do I like you or do I not like you? That's almost how it feels sometimes. And, if you feel that way, no judgment to you. Part of that is just how our brains work. Our brains, our intellectual centers are binary. They are black and white. So your intellectual center does not process emotion. It is purely sorting things between good and bad, or I like this, I don't like this. So if you have felt very either or on things regarding the pandemic or anything else, then you're not alone. It's your brain. That's just how your brain works. All of our brains work that way, and it takes a lot to overcome it. It takes a lot of conscious awareness to be able to identify what's going on. But if you wanted to know where I stand, it's neither pro-vax nor anti-vax. I am smack in the middle, and no, that is not a wishy-washy stance at all. I'm very passionately in the middle on this whole debate. I don't think that there is a single thing on the planet aside from air and good clean water that is good for everyone. So if you are vaccinated because you felt that was the right choice for you, awesome. I totally support you. If you are anti-vax because you feel that that is the right choice for you, also awesome. I totally support that as well. Some people, it is the right choice, I feel. Some people, it's not. And that's where I'm going to leave that. So if my issue, what is this big issue that I'm so concerned about? It's not the vaccine, actually. My issue is the censorship. And you can believe me or not believe me, but I'll tell you what, here's what happened today. I saw a post on social media, like you do, and it said something about going to Pinterest and searching for essential oil remedies for the flu. And then they said that you won't find any. And I thought, oh, come on, because, I do that all the time. Anytime I have some little scratch or cut or ailment, I'm always, I'm usually on Google, or whatever search engine, but I'm typing in essential oils for fill in the blank, essential oils for headaches, essential oils for eczema, essential oils for whatever ails me. And so I hopped into Pinterest, and yeah, of course, it was true. I could search essential oils for headaches, and I got tons and tons of, usually it's, if you're curious, lavender oil is usually the go-to for that one. But I got lots and lots of different blog posts sharing things about essential oils. And then when I tried to do the same thing for the flu, essential oils for flu, nothing. It told me that it was against Pinterest's guidelines to share that kind of information. If I needed medical attention, to please see a doctor. And then they proceeded to just show me a whole bunch of posts all about vaccines and the effectiveness of vaccines. Now, again, I am not an anti-vax person per se. I do have a problem with people forcing anything on someone else because I happen to know. And, if you're a medical professional listening to this, too, that there's some things that just aren't right for certain people, even though it might be good for the majority. So I just kind of cringe at that a little bit, but we'll kind of set that aside for a minute. Now, not to pick on the essential oils, I also went in and I searched just natural remedies for headaches, okay, versus natural remedies for the flu. And they just only show me that same screen with all of the different posts about how vaccines are helpful and effective. And again, I'm not saying that they aren't, but guess what else is helpful and effective? Natural remedies. We've all been there. Some of us, you hear this a lot. Well, I got the flu shot and I still ended up getting sick with the flu. That's just part of it. Sometimes, there's science behind that. We won't get into that. It's just something that, yes, that can physically happen. We all know people that's happened to. So if that did happen to you and here you went ahead and you got vaccinated, but you still got sick, don't you want to be able to make yourself feel better? I know that I would. So, those natural remedies are there to help alleviate your symptoms. It's not necessarily going to prevent illness, although sometimes, they can help with that too, depending on what you're doing. But they'll alleviate symptoms better than over-the-counter things like NyQuil or something like that, in my experience. So I kind of have this problem with censoring this information, keeping this information away from people. Some other things with the censorship, we've seen a lot of videos on social media about this doctor or that doctor. They have a video that goes viral for a while, then it's taken down. I have a little bit of issue with the fact that they're taken down because these are real medical professionals. I don't think that there's a great danger of people harming themselves from listening to second opinions. I think there's probably a greater danger in not being able to hear those opinions and decide for yourself, because that's really what it comes down to. So if you listen to these quote quack doctors and you think that they're full of malarkey, well, great. You don't have to do what they say. But there are other people that might want to go the route of that particular doctor's methods. As long as they have a medical license to practice, then I think they should be able to do that. Now, the reason this is kind of frustrating for me, well, there's so many reasons, but one is that it feels so familiar. We've been here before, and I shouldn't say that we, as in me personally, but I know I learned about this when going to school to be a holistic health and nutrition coach. So if we go back to take a look at how our medical system was started, and now I'll say it now and I'll probably say it again. I have no beef. I'm a natural-minded person, a holistic health and nutrition coach. I have zero beefs with medical professionals in more conventional systems. So your doctors and your nurses in the regular hospitals and clinics, they're awesome. Love you all. Keep doing what you're doing. This is in no way any kind of an attack on what they're doing or their methods. Their methods have a place. But so to the natural thing. So I'm going to give you a little bit of history because I think it's fascinating just to kind of look to see how we got where we are. So if we go back to the early 1900s, I know, way back then, natural remedies and herbal remedies and things like that, they were really popular. Chiropractic care, I would say, I wasn't alive back then, but I would say it was probably even more so than now. Although, fortunately, we have lots of chiropractors. Seems like every strip mall's got one, which I think is awesome, actually, that we have that great access to chiropractors. So about half of medical colleges and doctors at that time in the 1900s were practicing holistic medicine. So we had half of the people were holistic, half of the people were more, I'll call it conventional, like what we're used to thinking when you think of going to the doctor's office. So around this time, in the early 1900s, this is when vitamins were discovered. We didn't know that was a thing for a while. And then they discovered, hey, we should try to make vitamins. Just like maybe I take some vitamins that didn't exist in the 1800s. So they were trying to figure out, hey, we can make vitamin C and then, people won't get scurvy or whatever it was. So this was a big new thing. Well, at this time, you might be familiar with a man named J.D. Rockefeller. Maybe you've heard of him before. And he was super rich, is my understanding. Had all the monies, right? And he had all his money because it was in petroleum. And once they started, he owned, I think he controlled, 90% of all the petroleum refineries in the world. I'm pretty sure it was something like that. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so as they were starting to get into this whole vitamin thing and learning how to, this was big stuff.